I want to talk today about 4 simple ways that you can make tiny incremental improvements that can triple the profitability of a Philadelphia business. So these are kind of revolutionary things. It's math, but it's fairly simple math. And let's go ahead and get right to it. So this is a basic business profitability worksheet. It's not too complex, just a couple of numbers to just kind of show how a business works. And it could be any kind of business. It could be a plumbing business, a real estate brokerage. It could be anything like that. And I'll walk through what the numbers look like. So we've got revenue, top line revenue. That's every dollar you bring in, right? Then you got profit and a profit percentage, right? And so this is kind of how the business works. You have a number of leads that come in. Those are people that call you, email you, referrals, past customers, that sort of thing. And your closing percentage. So if I have 80 people call me and I close 20% of them, then I'll get 16 sales over the month. And let's say my average sale is $3,000. Now, your numbers may be vastly different, right? I mean, you could be a restaurant where you've got, much higher numbers of leads and closing and things like that. But just for general purposes' sake, let's just say, it's a fencing company or something like that. And your cost of sales can include everything in that business. It can include rent, it can include salaries, it can include insurance, costs for trucks, that sort of thing. So let's talk through what you can change. So I believe you can change your number of leads, your closing percentage, what you're actually getting for sales, and those cost of sales. So let's go and take a look at what happens when you change it. Okay, so let's say, these are still my same numbers, right? Nothing's changed, still at 15%, 86,400. So do you believe it's possible to take these numbers here and increase them or lower them as cost of sales, like 1% a month? So for the next year, you're going to go 1% a month. So instead of 80 leads, you get, I think that's 80.8, right? So like 1 more lead a month, right? For the first month. And then 2 more leads a month for the second month, that sort of thing, right? And then do you believe you can increase your closing percentage? Like, are you really doing everything you should to close that sale? Are you bringing case studies? Are you following up with the client? That sort of thing. Do you believe you can increase your sales amount by 1% a month without any appreciable change in closing percentage? And do you believe you can bring your cost of sales down? Now, here's a hidden thing that you might not have thought about, but your cost of sales can drop as you start to do more business. So if you're doing 20 sales a month and nothing else changes, right, then your cost of sales would start to drop because you're still paying the same rent, you're still paying the same insurance, still paying the same truck payments, things like that. So your cost of sales can drop. So if we're increasing 1% a month, and let's not compound it to get really complex. So let's say you change that to 12%, right? So from now until a year from now, you just increased each of these by 1%. So leads go 1%, closing percentage goes up 1%, sales goes up 1% each month, and your cost of sales drops 1% each month. So let's see what that looks like. And now, if you look, so just in the course of a year, I've gone from 80 to 89. I mean, that's not too out of the realm of possibility, right? You can see how you can come from 89% of, 80 sales a month, 80 leads a month to 89 leads a month. I mean, that's literally like 2 extra leads per month. You could do that by better marketing, by posting on your social media more often, getting a better coupon or deal that makes people call, right? And then your closing percentage, you went from 20% to 22.4%, right? Not a massive change, right? But now you went from having 16 sales to 20 sales. And so remember when we talked about like your cost of sales go down? Like if you didn't have to add more staff, now if you did, these numbers could change, right? But if you didn't have to add more staff and you're still doing the same amount of, you're doing more sales, more jobs each month, then your cost of sales should drop, right? Your rent didn't change, your insurance didn't change, your truck payments didn't change, that sort of thing. And maybe you found some other ways to cut costs, like buying in bulk, things like that. So then if you look at your average sales, again, you've just increased it by it's like about 10%, right? So well, it's 12%, right? So it's 12%. So you've gone from 3,000 to 3,360. And so you can see if you got better at sales, if you got more leads, if your processes as a whole just improved that 1% a month, you can get your sales up to 3,360. And now you didn't really double the size of your business, right? You went from 576 to 809. So it's not a massive difference. But look at the difference in your profitability. You went from 86,400 in profitability to 268,000 in profitability. That means you increased your profit by 182,000. It's a 211% growth. So realistically, you've tripled the profitability, the money in your pocket from this business. And isn't that just amazing? So, and that is just 1% incremental growth each month. So that's what I'm going to ask you to do today, is go ahead and commit. What can I do this month, whether it's May, June, whenever you're watching this video, what can I do this month to get 1% more leads? So if I'm getting 80 leads a month, what do I have to do to get, 81 this month? I guess, 81, right? So what do I have to do to get that? If I'm closing at 20%, how hard would I have to try to just bump it up just a little bit? I mean, we're talking about going from 20% closing to 22.4%. These are not massive changes, but it takes that 1% a month, just focusing on these 4 things. How many leads do I get in? What percentage of those leads am I closing? What are my average sales? And how can I reduce my cost of sales? And you can triple the size of your business. So anyway, drop me a line below if you want to learn more. I've got some awesome techniques for helping you do exactly this. Some low-cost ways to get more leads in, to help your closing percentage, to increase your sales, your average sale price. So drop a line below. We can hop on a free consultation call. We can talk about a couple of ways that I've seen that will make this happen for you. All right. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care.